guys. Is this live yet? I never know. So wait a few minutes for it to work. Hey! Okay, I think it's working. This is great. Let me see. There we go. Comment if you can hear me. Let me know if you can't hear me. Hey, Jasmine! How you doing, girl? All right. I have set up an ambiance, and it's really good because I get super nervous, you guys. Actually, it's funny. You would not think that somebody who makes videos all the time and talks to people all the time gets nervous, but I do. So I've got some oils diffusing, hanging out, waiting for everyone to show up. Hello, hello, hello. I know it's confusing too because we have a private group and then this public page, and I think that a few people have been trying to join the private group thinking that's where the workshop is. So I'm going to wait a couple minutes, make sure everyone has time to get here. Feel free to share this video. If you have anyone interested and you want to send it to them in a DM, you are more than welcome to do that. I'm here to teach anyone and everyone. This is honestly just about wellness for me and community and all the things, all the good things. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me grab my water. Water is so important. Okay. Cool. So, if you guys are new here and don't know me, I am Danielle Murray. My husband and I run a vlog on YouTube and Facebook. We have 6 little girls. I am a Young Living Platinum leader, and that just means that I lead a team of, right now, over 1,700 families, teaching them about oils and wellness, and yeah, I love it. It's my passion. It's something that we started 6 years ago. Not the teaching part, the oiling part, using the oils part. So I'll share a little bit of my story, how I got started, and then just kind of dive into some of the basics about oils. I was gonna make notes so that I didn't get squirrely, but as you can see, I didn't get that far. So if I go down a rabbit trail, just feel free to like reel me in and be like, hey, back on track. Not that you know what track we're on, but it's fine. Okay, so this is something that I know like the back of my hand, so I should be good without notes, just so clear. Can everyone hear me when I'm sitting back normal? Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. The comments weren't working. Oh no, I can see all you guys and all your comments. Okay, so a few of my girls and friends and the leaders on our Young Living team are in the comments, so if you guys have questions that I miss, they'll be able to help too. Yeah, I love that. It's a group effort here. So, a little bit about how I started using oils and why, just to give you guys some insight on like how I ended up here teaching you about them. When we were, let's see, it was 2014, we just had our 3rd baby, and just bought our first house, and I didn't know anything about oils, but I've always been kind of inclined toward natural things. I just like the idea of like, you know, God made us, and like there are things that he made and didn't make, and I don't know. I just have always leaned towards like a wellness approach versus like sick care. Does that make sense? Like trying to focus on just staying healthy and the things I can do to feel good, but never like knew a lot about it. I just, for example, I would get a headache and I just didn't take anything. I would just drink some water, take a nap, whatever, suffer through, and that's kind of just how I've always been. Does this help? If I take off my hat, does it help with the lighting? Sorry, our dining room light's just not very bright, and I have to work with when the kids are in bed. Otherwise, with 6 kids running around, you guys wouldn't be able to hear a thing that I'm saying. So, okay, so I had heard a little bit about essential oils, like literally just that crunchy moms like them. Like I was into cloth diapering, that kind of mom, you know? And so I heard essential oils are something that are great. And I had a friend who actually, my husband worked with her husband at our church, and she was like, you would love oils. You need to get the starter kit. You're going to love it. Like, seriously, you'll use it for everything. And at the time, I was like, I mean, I've always wanted to try oils. I talked to John about it. My husband, he's like, okay, let's do it. So we used like tax return money because like things were really tight. We bought our starter kit, and the only thing I knew about it at the time was like that I could use lemon to clean things. Like that was it. I was like, I'm gonna make my own cleaners. And vividly, I remember feeling like what the light bulb for me and that thing that made me say, okay, I'm gonna get that kit is because I wanted to switch out the chemicals in our home, like the things under the sink. You know, I remember thinking about Mr. Yuck stickers. Does anyone remember those? Do you guys remember Mr. Yuck, the little green sticker with the poison control number on it? And I remember those like in my house growing up. I didn't want to have that. I didn't want to have poison controls number, listed, and like even worry about it. So the idea that I could use something natural in my home to clean with, like just brought me so much peace of mind. So that is why I bought my starter kit. I will say there's probably like 4 oils in the kit I didn't use for a long time because I didn't really know how. But now, fast forward, as I learned how to use everything and really got it out of the box, I think that was the biggest thing, putting it on a shelf where I could see them and remember to use them every day. Now we use them daily, like tons of them. I couldn't even tell you how many oils. I mean, I guess I could eventually, how many oils I use in a day, but the starter kit oils are still our favorite. So, fell in love with them. As we started using oils more and learning more from like our community and different people that I met through Young Living, I started learning about endocrine disruptors, ingredients in our products that disrupt our endocrine system, like throw off our hormones, and basically can make you sick, cause cancer, cause fatigue, cause mood swings, all kinds of stuff. And so it just started this like passion in me. The more I learned about that and that there was a better way and that I felt empowered to be the gatekeeper in our home to decide like this is not okay. I'm not using my dollars to vote for those kinds of products, and really like try to focus on being conscious about what we're consuming, what's going on in my children's bodies. And it was a process, you guys. It did not happen overnight. It was a step-by-step, room-by-room thing where we switched everything over. But that's what really lit that passion in me to start teaching other people about oils, about toxins, about how to live without them, about Young Living. So about 3 years into my Young Living membership and using essential oils is when I decided to start teaching workshops and kind of educating people on what I had learned. So that's why I'm here. It is something that I care deeply about, and you will see I tend to get a little passionate, especially when talking about some of those things. So, all right, let me dive in and just show you the best way to get started with oils, and then I will talk a little bit more about the specifics. So this is the starter kit from Young Living. It comes in this box. It's really cool because the pictures on this are their actual farms, the actual Young Living farms that they own. They're gorgeous. They're open to the public, so it's something I highly recommend if you live near one to take a trip. This is their lavender farm. And you can go tour the whole thing. You can plant lavender in the fields. You can see the distillery. It's really, really great. Okay, this is what you will get with a starter kit. The starter kit's $165 in the U.S. It's 199 Canadian dollars, and it's a little bit different. You can get these from anywhere. So if you are in Australia or Europe, if you're in South Africa, there are Young Living markets all over the world. So you can still be a part of Young Living and our community, no matter where you are. Okay, you get, with the starter kit for the US, you get 12 oils, which you can see here in this cute little stand situation. There's 10 in the top and then 2 more on the bottom. You get some Ningxia Red. This is a juice supplement that we drink every day and I'm obsessed with. It's actually Young Living's. It's responsible for 50% of their sales. That's, if that gives you any idea of how much people love this stuff. And then some sanitizing spray. This is great. And some hand sanitizer, which everybody needs right now. Except it doesn't have any toxins in it. And it's not going to cause cancer. So You especially need those. All right, so that's the starter kit. This is the best way to get started with essential oils because you get a whole toolkit. It comes with everything you need for a day-to-day basis. I am not exaggerating when I say the oils in this kit are still my most used oils. I have some other favorites, but the ones that I am like continuously grabbing are these. They're like the pantry staples of essential oils. The ones you always want to have in stock. I'm going to talk about how they work, why they work, but this is where you want to start. This kit is going to give you a membership. You're going to get to order things whenever you want, or never again if you don't want, but that would be a shame. It's the best way to like dive in and start learning. And honestly, I tell everyone it's so much easier once you have it in your hands. Get the oils in your hands, and then you can learn how to use them because you can't. What's a good analogy, John? You can't fix your sink if you don't have the parts or the tools. You know what I mean? You can't like repair something if you don't have what you need to do with it. So get the oils in your hands and then you learn from there. That's what I did. I grabbed my oils and then I learned how to use them. Never looked back. Okay. Hey, John. Can you put the comments, because they're not refreshing on here, and I want to make sure I'm not missing anything, although I have a feeling there's a few people responding for me in the... I think my kids are all asleep now, which is great. Maybe they're not. They're not sleeping. They're not sleeping. Not really. Okay. So what are essential oils? I think that's important to cover. Oils are the lifeblood of plants. They're like a plant's immune system. They protect the plant, they heal the plant, they basically adapt to what the plant needs and provide that. It's wild. They're called adaptogenic. And they can be found in, the roots, the stems, the bark, the leaves, the fruit, all throughout the plant. Kind of think of it a little like your blood and your immune system. If they're necessary, right? You get oils out of plants by distilling them. It is a very specific science. If you distill an essential oil for too long or not enough, you don't get all of the constituents. And constituents are the therapeutic properties of that plant. So when you look back in history at natural, my iPad thought I said hey Siri, and I did not. When you look back in history, at natural remedies and the things that they used to use, that is because plants have healing therapeutic properties, okay? Those are constituents. Constituents are what's inside the plant that is responsible for those therapeutic properties. When you distill an essential oil, the goal is to get an oil that has all of the constituents in it. Then you have a therapeutic oil. So, for example, peppermint has menthol in it. That's one of the constituents. And when you have the right amount of menthol, you're going to have a crisp, minty smelling oil, but it's also going to be responsible for, when you inhale it, waking you up, helping you be more alert, helping you focus. It's really refreshing. It has like a cooling sensation on your skin. So think about a long workout, or maybe before a workout, before a run, applying it to your neck or to your calves. Peppermint is one I keep in my car because I tend to get motion sickness, and so smelling peppermint just really helps like soothe me. There's lots of uses for peppermint essential oil. This one is vitality oil, so it's one you can actually take a drop of. I got it on my chin. That's going to be a little bit cool. But it is like breath freshener to the max. Peppermint is really great for settling your stomach. So it helps support a healthy digestive system. So when you ingest it, what it's going to do is help you digest your food, okay? It's going to help your body work better, digest your food better. It's amazing. That is one of our most used oils all the time. So the constituents in peppermint are responsible for helping it do all those things I just listed, okay? If you were to And there are like hundreds of different, menthol is not the only constituent, there are hundreds of different constituents in essential oils. If you were to distill it for, like let's say there's 200 constituents in it, I don't know off the top of my head. If you distilled it for 15 hours or 3 hours, maybe you get 50, 100, whatever. And then if you were to distill it for 25 hours, again, I'm making up the numbers just to give you an idea. I would have to have gotten actual minutes to tell you the exact numbers. 25 hours, you're gonna, I skipped ahead. Let's say you distill it for 25 hours and you get all 200 of those. But if you were to distill it for 26 hours, just 1 hour too long, you lose them all. You see, it's like a really delicate process. This is what separates Young Living's oils from the ones in the store and the grocery store. The distillation process. Young Living has over 25 years of experience. They were the first essential oil company to modernize the way we do it. Their distillation process is proprietary. It is exact, and it has been 25 years in the making. They have kept records of every single distillation to test it and see, okay, what yields the best possible results and the best quality oil. That is what sets Young Living apart. If you go into Whole Foods or Target or online to some of these other retailers that sell cheaper essential oils, you are going to get an oil that may smell nice, but it's not going to have those therapeutic properties, okay? So it's not going to do anything for you. So you're basically wasting your money if you want to use them in any sort of meaningful way other than smell. At the same time, what's important to know is that constituents can be created in a laboratory. They can literally put molecules together in a laboratory to create menthol. That's what you see in over-the-counter products a lot of time is a synthetic menthol. That is not the same thing. Your body does not accept and use it in the same way as an essential oil that comes from a plant, okay? Very important. So what they can do is they can take some peppermint, they can distill it down multiple times. Think about when you brew coffee and you brew it and it's like, great, coffee. Well, if you took those same coffee grounds and brewed them again and again and again and again, at the end you're going to end up with like water, basically, right? Companies can do that, distill plant matter multiple times to try to get as much oil as possible. Then they can go in and they can add in synthetic constituents to make it smell better. Some companies like to make their oils smell sweeter so people think that they, so they have like a signature scent, if you will, an underlying like thing that sets them apart. Some like to make them smell stronger so people think that these are like really great oils. It's synthetic. It's not the same thing. Even if you look at Target, Walmart, wherever they sell these essential oils that have other ingredients in them. Again, not the same thing. When you use synthetic constituents and add them into an essential oil, it is no different than fragrance. It actually can be toxic. It can be harmful to you. So when you see those articles that talk about pets and kids and essential oils and they're dangerous, and that is in reference to cheap essential oils with synthetic constituents. This is really important, you guys. If you're gonna use essential oils, invest in the good ones. They will change your life, I promise. Like, I promise. Would not have spent 6 years investing in this if they didn't change my life. Invest in the good ones, because the bad ones not only aren't gonna benefit you in any great way, but they also could be really harmful to your kids and your pets and you, okay? There we go. That's the difference. That's what sets Young Living apart. Some other things that set Young Living apart and why you would want to choose their company is because they own their own farms and they grow their crops. So they have control from like the seeds they pick, which are hand-picked. They choose their seeds based on all the data that they have about what will yield the best oil. Always non-genetically modified. They plant it in soil. Soil for Young Living's products and crops has to be free from chemicals for at least 50 years. This is important to note that USDA organic standards is 3 years. So something can get that USDA seal of organic, with 3 years, as long as the soil has been chemical free for 3 years. Young Living Standard is 50 years. From there, they can test that soil, make sure there's no metals or anything harmful in the soil. They test their water sources. They test the plant at various stages. Then through the distillation process, they distill their own oils. This is important again because we talked about how delicate that distillation process is. So if you are not distilling your own oils, and most every other company, even some big name companies, buy their oils from a third-party distiller. So they basically buy the oil in bulk in big barrels and then put them in little bottles and slap their label on them. They have no idea that process. They have no control over that process. They have no way to know what happened between the time the crops were harvested and distilled to when they got it, okay? This is where Young Living sets the bar really, really high. And this is like what I have found, again, within 6 years of using their company, I have never found anything that has made me want to switch, ever. And I am a researcher, and I'm somebody who wants to make sure I got the best and that, there's integrity behind it. So I love that about Young Living. Speaking of integrity, I love that they are a company that creates products for purpose over profit. And when you really get in to see some of the decisions they make and some of the way they run their business, you will see that throughout it. It is very apparent. For example, oregano oil was sold at cost because it was an oil they believed everybody needed in their home. There are not many companies that would be willing to sell a product at cost just because they wanted people to have it, right? Most companies create products for profit. I remember when I was a member in the first couple of years, one of the most popular oils, Valor, this one, went out of stock because they could not get one of the oils in this. I want to say it was black spruce. Maybe it was blue tansy. I feel like it was spruce at the time. It's a long time ago. One of the oils was out of stock, and this is their best seller. Okay, this literally is one of their best-selling oils. So, a friend of mine was in one of their meetings, and one of their executives came into the meeting and said, I guess that they had gotten their Valor. They got their Valor oil back. It was missing 3 constituents. So 3 constituents off of perfect. Again, we talked about how there could be hundreds of constituents within an essential oil, 200 or more. 3 missing. And Gary Young said, nope, recycle it. And they used it on the farm as fertilizer. It can be natural, pesticide. It was $1 million loss. Instead of just bottling it and selling it, or selling it to other essential oil companies, that's something a lot of companies do, is they will take the oils that don't meet their standard and they will sell it to smaller oil companies who then resell it as their own. Not Young Living, okay? Integrity. They have integrity. They have a standard. If it doesn't meet their standard, they don't sell it. What is the statistic? Actually, is Becca on here? Because I feel like she would know. I want to say only, what is the percentage of their oils that they actually bottle and sell? I'll have to look that up if she's not on here because I can't remember it. But it's a really small percentage, you guys. The rest of them, they recycle from their farms. Okay, that's my little mini rant. Again, see why I need notes, because I can get really excited. Can other therapeutic grade oils still have lab-made properties? Yeah, so therapeutic grade is a term. It is a coined term. It means nothing. When you see certified pure therapeutic grade, it literally means nothing. They basically just got a patent on those words together. Because in the United States, there is no grading scale or standard. Europe has a standard for essential oils. The United States does not. So what that means is anybody could call their oils pure or therapeutic grade or all the things. It does not mean they are. And yes, there is a company, probably the one you're thinking about, and they do not distill their own essential oils. They get them from a third party. I don't know what the testing looks like. I just know that, again, to me, says there's a little bit of loss of control in the quality when you're not the one actually doing it and able to test it. And again, Young Living's farms are open to the public, so you can go see the whole process, participate in it, ask all the questions you want. They are very transparent, and I love that so much. Okay, so we talked about what oils are, why quality matters, what sets Young Living apart. We talked about the starter kit. Does anybody have any questions? You can start compiling. Let me go over some of the ways that we use the oils in the kit so that you get an idea. And also how Young Living works. Let me clear this up because I know this is always an asked question. Young Living is a wholesale membership club, kind of like Costco, but there's not an annual membership fee, and it's not Costco. So what happens is when you get your starter kit, you get a wholesale membership, and that lets you shop for 24% off their retail prices. Your membership is good for life, and that's about it. There's no strings attached to it. Seriously, really, really, truly, there's no strings attached to it. It is a network marketing company. However, there is not pressure from my team ever to sell anything. Most people who use Young Living just use it for themselves. I will say that it's very rare that you won't have somebody, like if you get your oils, you're going to have at least one person at some point say, what are those? Tell me about those. Like, because people are so interested in it and learning. And you see, like, especially now in the world today, I feel like people are hungry for that empowerment and being able to make health and wellness choices for their family and having just like something on hand that helps, especially when so many things don't help these days. So that said, that's how Young Living works. You get your membership. You can order as often or as little as you want. It's totally up to you. If you do fall in love, which I feel like you will, I hope you will, because again, they've changed my life, and I want the same thing for everyone else. They have a loyalty program. It's like a subscription box basically, but you get to pick what's in it every single month. So you place your order, you choose each month what you want in it, and then you can change it up, whatever, change it month to month, change it 3 times in a month, whatever. And then you earn points back, so or store credit back basically. It's really generous. They do 10% back for your first 3 months, and then it jumps up to 20%. So, and that might seem like a lot if you're looking at just oils, but Young Living actually has pretty much everything that you could want in your home that's not toxic. So they're not just an essential oil company. They actually started as a supplement company making dietary supplements, and then the oils, and then now they have skincare, makeup, soaps like shampoo and conditioner. They have hand soaps, dish soap, laundry detergent, supplements. Like I said, they have some like snack products. They have their Nature Red, which is the best, hand sanitizer, like so many different things that we use. Like we have probiotics for the kids. I'm just trying to think. Like here's my monthly order is actually behind me. Like here's sunscreen. And this is reef safe and not toxic. The kind of sunscreen that won't cause cancer and isn't going to kill the reefs and the fish. So this is good. They have, here, I bought shampoo and conditioner this month. We always like to have extra because we have 6 girls and all that. I bought baby shampoo. They have a baby line of products. There's just other stuff in there, but you get the idea. They have a lot of stuff. So the loyalty program is called Essential Rewards. You place an order each month. So think about walking into Target and buying your laundry soap, deodorant, toothpaste, your kid's shampoo, whatever, $100 worth of stuff. Like they're not going to hand you $20 back. But Young Living does. There's some rewards. So if you love the products, or if you know you want to switch out things in your home and use toxin-free ones, then definitely join that. And you can join that when you get your starter kit. And then just set up your order for the next month. Okay, super cool. I love it. Anyway, that said, let's talk about some of the oils in the kit, and then I'll answer your questions. Okay, we got peppermint. I already talked about that. Lemon is great. It's really crisp. Lemon for aromatherapy is like uplifting, mood elevating. It's one I add to a lot of blends. So like in the diffuser, actually lemon is in my diffuser right now with a few other things. And this is gorgeous. Oh, you get a diffuser with your starter kit. Oh, this is why I need notes. I forgot to tell you how you use them. Okay, this is a diffuser. These are the two that come with the kit. You can upgrade to the Aria diffuser, which is out of stock right now, but it looks like this. It's really, really pretty. Isn't she pretty? It's glass and then wood on the bottom. I love it. This one is one of my favorites. And then, so you can get that with a starter kit, but it's out of stock currently, so you have to wait if you're going to do that. But these two come with like the 165. The Aria is an upgrade. These are not. This is the Desert Mist. This is the Dewdrop. It's really simple. So one way to use essential oils is aromatically through smelling them. That's where you get aromatherapy from. This is super simple to do with a diffuser. You basically take off the lid. I need to clean this one. Fill it with water to this red dot. You see the dot? Oh, there it is. Backwards. To the dot. Fill it with water. Add your essential oils. Lid it on. Turn it on. And enjoy. You're going to breathe in these oils and get all the aromatherapeutic benefits. Yeah, that's the right word. This is like similar. The cover, the top, together. Voila. You can also use oils aromatically by dropping them into your hand and inhaling them. So, Stress Away. This one smells like Hawaii in a bottle. It's got lime and copaiba and vanilla in it. It's really good. So you just rub it around and just take deep breaths. I like to use my hair as a diffuser. And just put the oil in the hair. You can have it on your shoulders. You can put it on the crown of your head. But yeah, my hair smells really good now. And just take some deep breaths. So good. This is like one of my first favorite oils ever. So those are the ways to use oils aromatically. This is really cool because there's a part of your brain called the limbic system. The limbic system is responsible for a lot of things, like hormones. It is responsible for your emotions and your memories and basically like think instinctual responses to things. So like emotional, like instinct, like the way a mother feels about her children, like those kinds of like deep-rooted natural instincts all come from the limbic system. The only way to get to the limbic system is through your sense of smell. That's pretty wild, isn't it? Okay, so this part that controls memories and emotions, the only way to get there is through your sense of smell. Essential oils have really teeny tiny molecules that are fat soluble. What that means is basically they have the same molecular structure as your blood. So they work within your bloodstream flawlessly. They can penetrate your blood-brain barrier. So when you smell them, the molecules go up your nose, past the blood-brain barrier, into the limbic system, okay? And again, have you ever smelled something that's like transported you back in time to a memory? Like, there's a smell at my grandparents' house, and I just like, it's so vivid to me. And it's really funny because I didn't think about this until like a year ago. Cedarwood. When I smell cedarwood, I am like in my grandparents' house. It was a log cabin that my grandpa built himself out of cedar trees. Isn't that wild? So whenever I smell cedarwood, I like to close my eyes and literally like feel like I'm there. I spent so much of my childhood there. And so it just like, the emotions tied to that, the memories tied to it, because of your limbic system, because the oils can reach that. Your sense of smell can reach that. So oils and those constituents have properties that can actually like send signals to your brain to release hormones. So like Stress Away, the oils in that, you breathe them in, they get to your limbic system and they're like, hey, brain, chill out. And your brain's like, oh, body, chill out. You see, that's really cool. The only way to get there is through your sense of smell. Oils work perfectly with your sense of smell and your brain and all the things. It's as if they were designed to go together hand in hand. I'm just saying, think about it. There's a book that says that they were created to be used by people for those kinds of things. So, there we go. It smells so good. Okay. So aromatically, your sense of smell, breathing them in, that's one way to use them. Another way to use them is topically, that would be applying the essential oils. When you apply them, they absorb into your skin. So you can apply them to the bottom of your feet, they'll absorb into your bloodstream within 20 minutes. And again, affect your body. So like Digize is an oil, for example, and this is Digize Vitality. So this is labeled for dietary use. Digize oil, Digize Vitality oil, it's the same oil, they're just two different labels to comply with laws and regulations about labeling dietary supplements. What that means is this one is labeled for internal use as a dietary supplement. Because it is a dietary supplement, it cannot also have aromatic and topical uses listed on the label. Does that make sense? So Young Living has the same oil with two different labels to comply with those laws. Okay, so Digize is one that you could apply topically to your belly button to help your digestive system. It is my Thanksgiving best friend forever. It's the go out for a girls' night and have way too much dessert oil. It's the traveling and bloated oil. It is the oil that converts most people, honestly, that's like most people's like, Digize is what sold me. I use that and oh my gosh, like it's one of those oils that works like that. And so I say it like that because not all oils have an instant effect. A lot of times they're about bringing balance, and it's something you have to use every day or consistently, you know, to actually like get those results, because they're not the same as drugs that just like force things, right? They bring balance. They help your body restore balance. They help maintain healthy levels within your body. So because of that, consistency is key. Just like with anything. Like if you were to take antibiotics, they would have, you know how it says, like take the entire thing. Like don't take the whole prescription, right? Same thing. So like you need to be using it consistently sometimes to see those results. Digize is one of those oils that if you have an immediate need, it has an immediate relief, and I am obsessed with it. Okay, there's also, let's see, lemon, I said Thieves. Thieves is one of Young Living's most well-known oils. This is for immune system support. This is one you can make tea with, like an immune boosting tea. Thieves is one that we can take in a capsule, or like I'll put it in honey sometimes for the kids. I love it. I love to diffuse Thieves, especially if I have company, and especially right now, I feel like this is one people would put in a roller blend, an immune supporting roller blend. Roll it down your spine, roll it across your feet. Thieves is really great for all those kinds of things. They actually have a whole product line based on Thieves. Clean Air, Thieves Household Cleaner. It's amazing, legit, best cleaner ever, and it's dirt cheap. We love it. If you are a frugal person, Thieves Cleaner is cheaper than vinegar, and it smells better, and it's amazing. So there's Thieves. Thieves is great, immune support. If you want to stay healthy and focus on being above that wellness line instead of allowing your body to be vulnerable and get sick and then have to. Thieves is your go-to stay healthy oil. Love it. Raven is really great for respiratory stuff. It's one I like to put on to a hot shower if I'm like having trouble breathing, or just like if my throat is like, you know, sore or whatever. I love Raven so much. Raven, Jude, she was our third baby. Like I said, she was a month old when I got my oils. I want to say, I forget how old she was the first time she got it, but every time she gets sick, she gets croup. Like, or not anymore, but when she was a baby, every time she gets sick, she would get that barking cough and up all night. Raven and RC, which is not in the kit anymore, but it used to be, game changers. I diffused that in her room, and she would sleep through the night. It was magical. let me just tell you. If you need your kids to sleep, there's also Peace and Calming, which comes in the starter kit. This was my first aha moment oil. It was when I was trying to leave the church. John was working at our church at the time, so he was there like all through the week, all day long on Sundays, and I would have to get the kids there and then home by myself. Elena, she was our second born. She's probably 2 by the time. And she was miserable, just melting down, and I was like so stressed and overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, I'll just try the oil, whatever. Used Peace and Calming, put it on the bottom of her feet, got Tyler buckled in her seat, and by the time I was done, she was out, like asleep in her car seat, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, okay, and that was like my first like, okay, these work, and I love them forever and ever. So Peace and Calming is great. For that, lavender is also great. Lavender is like the Swiss Army knife of oil, so you can use it for, if you don't know what to use lavender, that kind of thing. It's great in the spring and the fall. If you struggle with flowers and such, lavender is great for skin. Frankincense is amazing for skin. I call that the fountain of youth in a bottle. It's really great for youthful looking appearance. And then Panaway is like, honestly, this is the oil I didn't use for 4 months. I got my kit, I didn't use Panaway. Didn't know what the heck to use it for. I heard it was good for muscles and for like working out, and I was like, well, that's not me. So I didn't touch it. Then I learned that it has helichrysum in it and clove, and you can just like Google those or go to pubmed.gov and look up helichrysum and clove and see all the different ways to use those things and what they can do. But when I learned that, and I learned that it became my most used oil as a mom with toddlers who are clumsy and notorious for falling and bumping their heads on things all the time. This was my go-to. Literally first thing I would grab anytime there was a goose egg. And by the next day, nada. Gone. No sign of it. For real. Like, I'll have pictures. I'll show you. Okay. And then there's Citrus Fresh. I like to put that in our vacuum cleaner on the filter when I vacuum. It makes the house smell really nice and quickly. But you get those oils. Like I said, there's 12. You get the Thieves spray. It's great to take with you. Spray public toilets. Spray your shopping carts. Spray, you know, like in stores now, they're wiping everything down and spraying it down. The stuff they're using is toxic, and I'm sorry to break it to you, but it is not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. What goes on your skin goes in it. It absorbs through your skin, or can. It's not great. So this is a great alternative. Spray it down, sanitize it, be done, move on. And don't worry about harmful side effects because it's natural. And then the hand purifier, we already talked about this. This does not have the yucky ingredients or the synthetic fragrance that regular hand sanitizer does. And it smells like peppermint, like really yummy peppermint, but it comes from peppermint oil, so it's not harmful. And we have a bunch of these little ones, and we take them pretty much everywhere we go. I love their hand sanitizer. It has aloe too, so it leaves your hands feeling really like nice. Okay. Ningxia Red. You get 2 packets of this. This is something you might not notice from the difference from 2 packets, but if you drink 2 ounces every day for a month, you will notice improved energy, mental focus. If you have brain fog, mom brain, whatever you want to call it, this was my other like big revelation. I knew the oils worked. I love the oils, but I started using other things and supplements when I tried Ningxia. I was like pregnant with my 4th and falling asleep on the couch, waking up like, whoa, are all my kids still alive? Because my oldest was only 3.5. And I just was like so tired and I needed something to get me through. So my friend said, try Ningxia. Tried it for a month. Didn't really feel like I noticed anything. Ran out. Didn't realize that I ran out, right? Like I ran out. 2 days later, I was like dragging, like felt like I hit a wall. I'm like, what is wrong with me? I have no energy. Like, what's going on? And I realized, oh my goodness, like it was like this gradual increase in energy where by the end of 30 days, I wasn't like, there was no afternoon slump anymore, right? I was like fine through the day because it has a ton of antioxidants. So it helps your body get rid of free radicals. It helps your body kind of like operate at its best. When you're operating at your best, you don't feel like the fatigue and the rundown, all the things. So this is something that we have in our pantry. If you guys follow us on YouTube or Facebook, our videos, and see my pantry tour, there's like tons of bottles of it at the top because I will never, ever, ever in my whole life run out of this. So you get 2 packets of that. You get to pick one of the diffusers. Like I said, to get your starter kit, if somebody on our team invited you to this workshop, you can connect with them. They will give you their link. You can sign up with them. You'll get access to our private Essential Collaborative Facebook group, where you can ask questions and learn. We will walk you through. That's the other thing. Like, you're getting these oils, you don't have to remember all the things I just said because you have a whole community of people ready to like welcome you in and walk you through learning how to use them. If you have a question, we've got you. Either we have the answer or we'll help you find it. So it's not something you have to do alone. That's the beauty of it. That's what I love the most about it. I did not have friends until Young Living. I just always kind of a loner. I never really found my tribe. But like with Young Living, I feel like it's just this, I found all my best friends through that, and I love it so much. If you came here from like our Murray's page or from because you know me, then you can use my link, which is essentialcollaborative.com. You can go there, grab your starter kit, opt into Essential Rewards. I have a welcome packet that I will send you. It's super cute. Some little goodies in the mail, a little roller, some veggie capsules, my favorite diffuser blend, and some other little goodies that you will get. You will get added to the Facebook group and all the things. That's it. I think I covered everything. But does anyone have questions that weren't answered by any of the girls here? Again, we would love to have you guys join us. This lifestyle has been, it's been a process. Like, it didn't happen overnight, and there was a lot of learning along the way. Like I said, when I started, I didn't know anything about oils except lemon was good for cleaning. And now I'm teaching workshops for thousands of people. And I love it so much. It is a passion, if you can't tell. Usually people can tell. They usually say, "You're so passionate." I'm like, "Oh, no." It feels squirrely, but it's because I just have so many things I want to say. I try to reel it in. But yeah, that's that. I'll wait and hang out if anybody has questions. Lorraine, that is so exciting. Yes, it is the same in the UK, and we actually have quite a few girls in the UK and throughout Europe, so I will connect you with them too. That way you can get all of their info and promos for that market because it's a little bit different than the US, so I'll make sure you get all the announcements. Oh, I cannot wait. Go to, and yeah, you can request to join the Facebook group now. We, my friend / assistant / bestie helps me go through and check and get everyone plugged in there. You can skip. I think they do have a good grace month, especially right now with everything going on. The way Essential Rewards works, though, is if you were like to stop for a few months, you'd basically just start back over at 10%, earning it back. So if you needed to drop off, you would want to like cash out your points, and then when you start back up, you'd start back at the 10% and work your way back up. Yes, absolutely, Lorraine. I'll send you a message. Oops. Here we go. So yeah, that's how Essential Rewards works. I recommend that everyone tries it. Just try it for 3 months. If you need help figuring out like a wellness plan, we're happy. Like, any of us are happy to walk you through what you might want to order, what things you might want to try, like specific to you and your family and your needs, and your goals. So we'd be happy to help you come up with those like 3 months of orders and until you kind of get the ropes down a little bit. And that's the other thing. Like the starter kit, I always tell people, like, it's the starter kit. It is your first step. It's how you get into it. But it should not be the end, because like wellness is not just a box of oils. Wellness is a whole thing. It's learning. And that's what like I love about Real Talk for a minute. Because of Young Living and because of the people I met and their education and wisdom, I have met naturopathic doctors, I have met chiropractors, I have met, aromatherapists, like so many different kinds of people. nutritionists, like so many different kinds of people with so much wisdom and knowledge. And so I have learned about diet and learned about our immune system and learned about the different vitamins that support our immune system, and learned about like random info that I learned from a friend of mine that I know because of Young Living, is that you shouldn't put on sunblock or sunglasses until you're outside for 10 to 15 minutes, because your eyes and your skin react with the sun and to create and produce melanin in your body, which helps protect your skin from the UV rays. So when you put on those things before you go out, your body doesn't get that same reaction. Who knew that? Some of you might have known that, but I didn't know that until like, I don't know, a year and a half ago. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much that I've learned about my body, my kids' bodies, how they work, what's good, what's not good, how to look for harmful ingredients in things, what to avoid. I've learned so much, and it's because of this community. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I want for you guys. That is why this kit is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the first step. And learning about how to be empowered for your family, how to be the gatekeeper for your home, how to decide what comes in and what doesn't, and honestly, like, it's such a sense of peace now. If my kids get a fever, I don't panic. I don't freak out. I don't run them to the emergency room. Like, I just feel so empowered to take care of them, you know? And I'm not saying I wouldn't if they needed medical care. Obviously, they come first and their health and well-being. But I'm saying that I've learned so much about how our body works that I know how to support them. And we have, legit, buckle up. I'm going to tell you this. This is, honest to God, the truth. Have not had a sick doctor's appointment. We've had one for the baby. When Marin was like 7 months old, 8 months old, she had a really bad chest cold. I thought it was nothing, but I said, let's go get her checked out just in case, make sure her lungs are clear. And it was nothing. Like I said, it was a cold. So they gave us no medicine, whatever. That's the only sick doctor visit we've had in the last 6 years. I have 6 children under the age of 9. We've been to the doctor one time for a sick visit in 6 years since I got my oils. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that that's going to be the case for everyone. I'm not saying that there's not a time and place for medicine, but I'm saying that when you learn about your body and how to support it and how to stay healthy and how to take care, it eliminates the need for that stuff. So, yes, Terry, the price for the starter kit is $165 for the two, like these two diffusers. Hang on, I got them right here. This is the Dewdrop, and this is the Desert Mist. Or you can upgrade to the Aria, but it's out of stock at the moment. The diffusers that are behind me are the new ones. These were just released at convention. Aren't they pretty? They're actually glass. Like, this is actually blown glass, and this one too. Those are limited time. So, like, if you love them, get your starter kit and then add one of those to it as an extra, like, add-on, because those, once they're gone, I'm pretty sure they're gone for good. So, if you're, like, loving the vibe of and they're like the glass, they're really nice. But yeah. Oh yes, Ashley. Like, and I have had 3. So Jude was a month old when we got our oils, and then we have Adeline, Everly, and Marin. All our oily babies. Marin, Ev, and Addie had oils on them from literally the day they were born. Again, quality. Quality is the most important thing, and that's what I know and love and trust about Young Living, is that I feel totally confident using them around our kids, around our pets. In fact, the 4th of July is this weekend, and so we will be putting Tea Away, which is an oil for animals. This is not it, but let me just show you. And Peace and Calming in the diffusers for the dogs when there are undoubtedly fireworks going off. Young Living has a line of animal oils. This one's called Mendwell, but they're formulated specifically for your furry family. Super cool. Yes, Jessica just said her oldest was at the doctor's probably 10 times before her first birthday. Her oily babe has had 1 sick visit for RSV, and they didn't do anything for it. Yep. And Tyler as a baby. Tyler, she's the only one of our kids who ever had an ear infection. She was like 10 months old, I think. Yeah. All right. So again, I can't stress this enough, and obviously do what you want, but if you're asking for my suggestion, recommendation, advice, just do it. Just dive in, get your kit. I promise you we will help you figure out how to use it. In our Facebook group, you show up there, you ask the questions, and we've got you. Like, there are resources, there are plenty of learning materials available. But if you try to wait until you figure it all out and learn it all ahead of time, you'll never get them. There's so much to know. I don't even know everything. And after 6 years, I'm like, there's so much I don't know. But if you have them in your hand, it's so much easier to see what works for you. So like Tyler, she doesn't respond well to peace and calming, but Elena does. Like a few of my kids really love peace and calming, a few really love lavender. So if you're looking for sleep for kids, there are just so many different options like for each one of your families. So this kit gives you a lot to choose from, right? So you can figure out, it's trial and error. You can experiment with them. You can mix and match. You can see what works and what you like the best. And there's not really a right or wrong way to use them when you have good oils that don't have chemicals added to them and that come from a source you can trust. So get your oils, then we'll teach you how to use them in our groups. What oils do you use on a daily basis for wellness? That would be for like anybody, wellness, babies, not babies. Thieves is a great one for immune support. I would say Thieves diluted down the spine on the bottom of the feet. Adding lemon and frankincense is also great. I don't typically do those daily. Like for me, I focus a lot on vitamins, making sure my kids have probiotics because 80% of your immune system is in your gut and your gut health. So making sure that you're taking a good probiotic. Vitamin D and vitamin C are very important for immune function. Glutathione is important. Something to note, glutathione is an antioxidant that helps white blood cells in your body. It helps with your immune system. Tylenol depletes glutathione. So when your child has a fever, the fever is basically a sign of the immune system working. A fever will also kill bacteria and viruses, okay? Heat kills bacteria and viruses. So when you spike a fever, it's actually your body doing its job. Your body's fighting, working, killing things with that high temperature. So when you use Tylenol to bring it down and treat the fever, it depletes glutathione, which actually weakens your child's immune system, which is why colds sometimes seem to linger and linger. I'll say like our girls, especially Jude is the only kid of ours, but every time she gets sick at all, she spikes like a 104, 105 fever. Every time. It's just how her body responds. When she was 10 months old, she got the flu, and we didn't even know. We took her to the doctor, and they said she was fine. And then as we were checking out, she came running out. She said, "Oh my gosh, her flu test was positive. Like I didn't just take her home and give her fluids." We took her home. We gave her fluids. We oiled her up. We let her rest, and I gave her like lukewarm baths when her temperature was really high, but I didn't give her anything else, and she was better in 2 days, like totally back to normal. So again, so that is where wellness in babies and that focus, like trusting your body's design and letting it do its thing, is really beneficial. Would you need a diffuser in each room in your house ideally? So typically the diffusers cover I want to say these, like the Dewdrop and Desert Mist, I think it's 150 square feet. You could move it around. The Aria diffuser, the glass and wood one, covers 300 square feet. I don't know what these two bigger ones cover. This one seems to be putting out like a good amount of mist, and I really like it. Holding smelling good. So like for us, we have a diffuser pretty much everywhere because I love them, and I like to fill certain things up by the front doors when people first walk in, so I'll just alternate what I'm turning on and what's in each one, but you don't have to have anything. I mean, one diffuser, you can move it around if you want, but you can always add to that. And I always tell people, if you can't afford multiple Young Living diffusers, They are the best because like the ones that are plastic are a medical grade plastic, so it is going to stand the test of time and work a lot better. And they have a year-long warranty. Like they're just made really well, right? But if you had to choose between buying more oils or buying supplements or buying another diffuser for your house, like I would get a diffuser from Target or Amazon and then invest your money into the oils and having the oils. Does that make sense? Um, anyway, okay. All right, you guys, I have been chatting for a while. I love y'all. I hope this was super helpful. Um, feel free to share the replay with your friends. And if you need anything, let us know. Again, whoever invited you here, they can help set you up with their link. If it was me and you're here to hear me, then you can use essentialcollaborative.com as your link, and that will sign you up with me and John, and we will help connect you with a sponsor on our team, get you plugged into the group. Anyone who's signing up with someone on our team, you will also get access to our Facebook group. So we are here for you. If you have more specific questions, feel free to email hello@essentialcollaborative.com. I'm going to type it just so you can see. Okay, essentialcollaborative.com is the sign up link. hello@essentialcollaborative.com is the email address if you need any help. All right. Love you guys so much. I hope this was helpful and hope to see you on our oily team and our oily family super soon.